The 2014 BMW 535 xDrive Gran Turismo is either the best of both worlds or a horse made by committee. It's as subjective as chunky versus creamy or vanilla versus chocolate. I was surprised by the size of the GT. It's 197.1 inches long. That's only 2 inches shorter than the normal wheelbase 7. It's also about 3 inches taller than the 7 Series, but it's between $12,000 and $20,000 cheaper depending upon wheelbase and options. The real innovation in the GT is the hatchback. That sound you just heard was the BMW marketing people throwing staplers at their screen because I used the H word, but it is a hatchback. The little drawer in the dash under the nav screen is what I used to call the BlackBerry drawer. But now, since BlackBerry has apparently joined the Walkman in the great electronic spin in the sky, we'll have to come up with another name for it. There is no USB port in the drawer, so you can't charge anything in there anyway. The center console has BMW's once cutting-edge iPod integration port, which has both a USB and another hole. You have to use BMW's proprietary plug or Siri will have a nervous breakdown. For those of you traveling with anything that needs to be charged by a USB, you'll have to revert to the cigarette lighter adapters sprinkled throughout the vehicle and buy one of those old cigarette to USB conversion things at a truck stop or car wash. In a blessedly simple move, BMW has a little place between the cup holders for you to put the remote. Push-button starts have been around long enough that all cars should have a dedicated place for that darn thing so the valets don't have to come chasing you down the street to remind you they need the key. The enormous sunroof in the BMW gave the car an almost convertible feeling. For those who don't want the sunshine, they can push the button for the big shade to roll over the big sky. One thing I would have liked on the GT is a power rear sunshade to extend over that big back window. I know those things are designed to protect a baby's sensitive skin or to shield celebrities from view, but I like them when I drive on the highway at night. I find that it works better than the self-dimming rearview mirrors that don't seem to buffer the headlight behind me enough. Although when first introduced, the iDrive controller was as popular as a skunk at a picnic, it has evolved into one of the best human-machine interface systems in Cartopia. Automotive electronic systems are now probably the leading cause of teeth grinding and sudden purple outbursts. One of the most influential magazines in the car world has dropped certain vehicles from their recommended list simply because their infotainment system was confounding. I am convinced that some of these systems only work when someone from the car company is sitting in the passenger seat. The second they leave the vehicle, the squirrel falls off the treadmill and I can't turn off the seat heater and can't get the navigation system to stop trying to take me where I no longer want to go. And no, I don't want to insert this as a waypoint or avoid ferries and tolls. Just shut up. The dial-a-ride system in the GT did create a noticeable difference when put into sport mode, but the German interpretation of comfort and mine are, let's say, miles or kilometers apart. The comfort mode did not turn the GT into a limo like it does in other luxury vehicles. That's something to pay careful attention to if you're deciding between this and a 7 Series. The GT is a cross between a large sedan and an SUV. It has all-wheel drive and the flexible storage of an SUV, but you're not moving as much air out of the way as you would be in something as upright as a sport utility vehicle. The mileage on the BMW is 18 in the city and 26 on the highway. There was a massage button on the BMW which was inserted into the door panel. For some reason, the GT only insisted on massaging the naughty bits and didn't lay a magic finger on my back. While I could direct the heat of the seat heaters to where I wanted it, the leather-swaddled masseur never went above my waist. The base price for the 2014 BMW 535i xDrive Gran Turismo was $62,300. The price as tested with the heads-up display, rear-view camera, luxury seating, and premium package came out to be a little over $72,000. I'm Grant Winter, reporting for Real World Test Drive.